Hi everyone. I'm just jumping on here to update about how I'm doing healing from psychiatric drug withdrawal. I have had, it's been about 20 months since I went off medication. And so in this video, I just want to talk about, what's been going on, what healing has been like and progress, and give you encouragement, because if you have been experiencing psychiatric drug withdrawal, I want you to know your situation is headed towards healing and to not give up. I finished getting my license for counseling, my graduate license, and I was really excited to dive in and start helping people with their own healing journeys. And at the same time, I was feeling ready to go off of my antidepressant medication after learning, that it isn't a healthy lifelong dependency to have. And so kind of those two things were coinciding at the same time. And so at one hand, I was like so excited to get out there and like help people. And then I like utterly and terribly crashed with protracted withdrawal. And it was just so, it felt so debilitating and crushing, and I had a lot of symptoms, and I felt hopeless, like I'd ever be able to recover and function normally and productively the way I'd hoped to. And so it's been a very painful process, but healing is happening and I'm doing a lot better. And I just wanted to be able to share that with you all and talk a little bit about that healing process. I had a lot of the symptoms that are listed for protracted acute withdrawal syndrome, and I tried to get help to survive it by going to counseling, because I believe in getting help and talking to my doctor, things like that. I believed in getting proactive help, but I had such a horrible time with that. I didn't feel helped at all by counseling, and I'm someone who, like, clearly I believe in it. I studied it. I didn't feel helped at all. It felt like I felt tremendously worse. And then my doctor ended up putting me right back on my meds, and I experienced a kindling, and that was so traumatic. And I learned about what withdrawal was and just realized she didn't realize what she was dealing with, and I needed to figure this out without that help. So I know there's many of you out there who are experiencing that kind of profound suffering without the professional knowledge and support that would be nice to have to survive such horrible symptoms. So I know that can feel terrifying to face, that, like, oh my gosh, am I completely on my own? How will I survive? What is wrong with me? Nobody's affirming this. But the thing is that there are so many people who have survived this, and you really don't have to be alone in it. It's just going to look unusual. Like, it's a different kind of healing process than maybe your typical medically assisted professional intervention process. I mean, some people are able to find a doctor who has been trained and understands withdrawal, and that's great. The more that we can have that, the better. Or a counselor who's experienced it, or been trained in it enough, I guess, to be helpful. So that I have heard of that happening, but I've also, on the groups and like in the withdrawal community, realized that that's actually pretty rare. So if you're finding yourself really like helpless, like I cannot find help, that's actually more common with psychiatric drug withdrawal. For this situation, it's sort of like been hidden from the professional landscape in many ways. And so but there is help and there is hope. So take heart. You really aren't gonna have to be completely alone. So that's part of why I'm posting these videos, is I'm like, I survived a lot on YouTube videos of other people who'd healed and were living life again and enjoying life and felt like life was worth living again. And also from the online groups, support groups, withdrawal buddies, things like that, really I clung on to. And also my faith. If you're not a person of Christian faith, you know, that I don't at all want you to feel like you have to be to watch these videos, but it may come up in my videos, just because that's been a part of my healing process too, is that faith that you know, God is there and cares. So yeah, the healing, like symptoms have just been kind of dropping off. They just kind of like fade. And then I'm noticing I'm doing more functioning and more like enjoying of life. And even some of the symptoms I have even forgotten about, like, oh yeah, that's right, I used to have anhedonia. That was awful that I had that, you know. And so things are just sort of like dropping away gradually. And more life is happening and taking off. So yeah, I had tremendous despair, hopelessness, depression, looping thoughts, just through the roof anxiety, like jump out of a window kind of anxiety, like if tigers chasing me, panic, sweats, sleeplessness, shakes, just like the most deadening kind of depression. And then in like crazy looping thoughts I'd never experienced before, where my mind could not let go of a certain thing or another thing, of very intense, like almost like felt like life-threatening anxiety, like the situation, everything felt so life-threatening. Doom, yeah, sweats, weight, like tremendous sudden weight loss and loss of my hair. And I even broke out on my face. And my husband, he used to work at an addiction recovery center for like 8 years. So he had, you know, really seen people go through it and knew what like drug recovery looked like. And so he didn't tell me this till later, but he said I looked like I was going through a heroin withdrawal. Like I looked so bad. And I did. I felt like I was like in hell or something, like I was completely doomed and condemned. And so he didn't like say that to me, but like I guess it was super rough. He was like concerned, but just trying like to encourage me along that I'd survive. So yeah, this stuff is no joke. It is like some serious damage to like to the mind and body to wade through. But like there is hope, because it's not the final state. It's a process, and then you heal through it and come through it, and there's good on the other side. So that's my main message, is there's good on the other side. So hang in there and just know like your body's gonna sort it out. And it really stinks this has happened. Like it's just awful. It's grievous. It shouldn't be. But there is hope and healing and good for you. Good can come in and through our suffering. And so hang in there and just know, like, I don't know, like here I am, I'm walking around, I'm enjoying the day. Yeah, I just feel pretty clear-minded and hopeful about the future. There were also some like horrible life circumstances, things that were like happening at the same time that I like could not cope with. And I guess other people experience that too, where it's like, you know, I don't know, like life happens, you're going off meds and something in life happens, and maybe your like normal ability to cope and be like, oh, this is rough, but you know, we'll find a way and we'll manage. Like your normal ability to cope is just out the window. Or maybe you even do things like you lose your job or can't keep your job because you can't work, and so it just all of a sudden it's like life is blowing up. But it may seem impossible that anything could be back in order and anything could make sense again, but it can. And that is just part of the healing process, that like that ordering of life and reordering of the mind happens with healing. And so don't give up. Know that there is good for you. There is hope and healing and life after this. So I'm beginning to be ready to help other people, which is really exciting. If you have interest in seeing me, my website is listed below, and you can go there and sign up to be on my email list to know when I have some scheduled hours to meet with people. So it's really, oh man, I'm just going to be so glad to be helping others, because man, I've been so helped through this, like tremendously needy and then tremendously helped. And so I'm really thankful to be coming to more of a place where I can help others and give back. So yeah, it's really a joy. So yeah, so stay tuned to hear more on that. And I'm going to just be posting videos as a way of giving back too, because that really helped me survive a lot of just horrific days. So keep going, my friends. All right, we'll talk soon.